Whenever you're ready.
Hello, I'm Stephen Durham for Plymouth State Broadcasting, joined today by the head coach of Plymouth State women's ice hockey team, Coach Mykul Haun. Thank you for joining me today, Coach.
Thanks for having me here, Stephen.
Coming off a tough loss last night on the road at Amherst, what did you see on the bench that worked well that you can take into these final few games of the season?
Very tough loss last night. Amherst is a very talented team, very well coached, very well conditioned. I think our resiliency was really good, though. Obviously, the score didn't indicate what I had wanted to indicate as a coach, but I felt that we didn't give up at any point during the game. And, just a couple blown assignments that we keep working on a lot. And, it is a marathon, and that's what we have to keep telling ourselves. And, we do have a really solid out-of-conference schedule, and I made it that way for a reason so that we can be challenged. So we come back to league play, we're going to be a little bit more prepared to play some of the top teams.
Coming into this weekend, Coach, Plymouth State is third in conference play, 2 points behind UMass Boston. 3 of the 4 of the final games are against top teams in the conference. How important it is to have these games at home to potentially have home playoff advantage in the first round of the playoffs?
It'd be tremendous. We'd love to do that just because it would be the first game ever that we've had here for our program for home ice advantage. And I think it gives us a little bit more of a kind of a foot up on the opponent as well, because we don't have to travel. We don't have to worry about that. The girls can go to school, go to class, still have a scheduled day in, make sure the week is a good work week. We can prepare the right way. I think it would be an amazing accomplishment for our team that we have here, especially our seniors that have really seen a huge transition in this program from the beginning.
Coach, the defense has led the way for the team with Emily Lindquist in net. Plymouth State is tied third right now in scoring defense, but the penalty kill is at 82%. What do you need to do to get the special teams rolling going to this final stretch?
It's a fair question. I think that our special teams is starting to come together a little bit. It's been kind of hard with the power play, to be honest with you, this season. We've been trying a few different things and maybe getting the girls out of their comfort zone a little bit, but it's really all in preparation for us to make sure that we can, produce when we get to the playoffs. Also finish the season very strong, and I do go over a bunch of different systems with them, so they are in a learning process as well, and I have to keep telling myself that as a coach because sometimes you forget that. But defensively, I think we're doing a pretty good job. We started off pretty slow on the PK this year, but we started to really ramp it up. We changed a few things, really had some key personnel that maybe weren't on the PK early in the year that are now steady on that PK. So for us, I think it's a very good opportunity to really come here strong for the last 4 games of the season.
Coach, a tough weekend ahead. You got number 1 Norwich and Castleton. Had a tough losses back-to-back in the fall semester to them. What did you learn from those games and you can take from those games into this weekend to get to 4 points?
I think we're a different team, to be honest with you. Early in the year, we're still learning our systems. We had some new players that were still learning systems. We had players from last year that were still learning some of the new things that we were trying to work on this year. And I felt we played a very strong game at Norwich, although I don't think the score was indicative of that. I think the first half of the game, we really stuck to our system. And then, they kind of turned it up a little bit, and we just weren't prepared enough. And I think we've definitely changed our mindset on that, changed our systems, changed how we approach the game a little bit. We go to the Castleton the next day, and we lose in overtime. Obviously, it was a tough loss. I thought we should have won that game, and just a couple defensive zone mistakes cost us that, really. And it's good to take those guys to as far as we did, especially in a back-to-back. Playing Norwich, which is obviously at that point was number 1 in the nation. So I was very proud of the girls, especially being on the road. But I think we're completely different, and those teams are completely different as well. So really doing our pre-scouting, making sure that we're good to go, understanding our systems. I think we're going to come into a very good weekend here for our squad.
Well, thank you very much, Coach, and good luck this weekend.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.